So what's strange, right, is when you grew up in Scandinavia, you always hear all of these things about Catholics and stuff, because where I'm from, we're all Protestants, right? I'm Swedish. But what's so strange, right, is that we don't know that much about Catholics. Like, I never met anyone who was Catholic until I moved to London. I think I met 2 Catholic people. Other than that, I've never met a single Catholic person in my entire life. But then I go here, and in Malta, and everyone is Catholic, right? So when I went to the church service yesterday, and it's a Catholic one, right? Because where I'm at, there are no Protestant churches almost. Like, I think there's one, and it's like way off. So I go there, and I just think it's gonna be like, I don't know, you get these horror, like, thoughts in your mind, right? That it's gonna be like, everyone's gonna hate on you, everyone's gonna, like, I don't know, bully you, I don't know. Like, I don't know, sacrifice me on the altar of Mary Magdalene or something. Because Mary Magdalene, although she's big in the Protestant circles, right? It's nothing close to what's here, where you will see the Madonna on all the buildings and everything like that. But as I'm in this service, right, I can't help to think that this is exactly like the Protestant one. Like, everything was similar. It was like, the only thing that was different, there was one thing, and that is that you get on your knees and pray during the service. This I wasn't used to, but they had like pillows and made sense, because you just looking at people, you know, like monkey sees, monkey does, right? But I just never understood why everyone is so sure that we're different. I don't know, like, I just never understood it. Like, people just assume that, or like take for granted that, oh yeah, Protestants are this way, Catholics are this way. I never cared if someone's Catholic or Protestant, right? I mean, we will follow the same God and the same gospel. But then you have these people, right, that think that just because you're Protestant, you're not a real Christian. And then it's like, oh, okay, why? And then you start going down all the steps, right? And I mean, the only thing that I gathered is that Catholics, I'm not talking about all Catholics obviously here, but many Catholics seem to think that there are certain things in the culture that didn't get put into the Protestant one. So it's not unequal, that's the wrong term, but that we are not following the same word because we don't have the word. But I always found it so odd, right? Because one of the reasons I'm not Catholic, and I might go into it more in another video, is quite simply because I never really respected an authority that I didn't know well, or something that I felt I knew well. And so to me, Christianity has always been a big discussion. Like, what does this mean? What does that mean? The service I went to yesterday, a Catholic one, right? It was just the same. Like, I mean, no one, it wasn't like some sort of form you had to fill out, like, are you a Protestant, are you a Catholic, like, nothing of that. And like, I don't know, like, I had this like horror image, right, as I said previous, that it would be like that, you know, that people would be like, oh man, like, you're a Protestant, you can be here, or like people were gonna fucking start debating me or some shit, right? But that didn't happen. It was just the same. And then the only thing, this seems like a little detail, like, you don't do the wine, because communion, right, you have the crackers, and then you dip them in the wine, or you take a sip of the wine. You know, this is my body, and this is my blood, that Jesus once said. But here was just a cracker, which was, I mean, okay, like, I'm not gonna complain, it's not like I wanna like go around being drunk, but that's like the only two major differences were that at one point we had the, what is it called? What is it? Exactly, like we had to pray on the, like standing on our knees, and that the crackers didn't come with the wine. Those were the only two differences. But hey, I don't know, like, I understand like to other people it's very important distinction if you're Catholic or Protestant, like for example Northern Ireland, right? And there are other, I just can't think of them right now, but some other places in the Mediterranean area it's the same. But to me, like, it was the same. It was the same. The only thing I will say is that it was a really cool church. Like, they had it looked very modern, but still retained the classical architecture, right? Architecture. But you had like the Madonna in her own corner, like lit up with a sheet around her. Not sheet, but a drape, that's what it's called, a drape. Yes, a curtain, even. A curtain, that's what it's called. That they would drape around her and stuff. But to me, it's like, yeah, it was the same as going to the Protestant one that I've been to in my youth, or since I was a kid. I haven't been to a service in a long time due to Corona, and before that too. Because it is a little, not awkward. Here's the thing, like, I was also scared that it was gonna be like awkward going inside and just taking a place to sit, but that they had done really well. Like, there were seats so you could just go in, sit down, and just take part of it, which I really liked. So I mean, conclusion is the same as when I started. Like, as a kid, I never saw any difference between Protestants and Catholics, other than Catholics follow the Pope, whereas Protestants don't. That's not to say, I mean, I have my preference, okay, I'm not gonna lie and say, like, oh yeah, they're the same, like, that way. Of course I have a preference for the Protestant one, but I never saw like someone being Catholic as them being bad. I never saw that at all. But yes, that's all for me. I'm gonna go get my coffee. Thank you for listening.